In this case, we will see how a very specific product called a potato is being shipped from a farm to the store and it reaches the customer, and the need for having a blockchain solution here, and what is the unique value addition this brings to the business. And while we analyze this unique aspect, you will also analyze, in the absence of blockchain, what are the features that we will be losing when we use a technology which is not a blockchain technology, like a very normal transaction, where you have app based, data entry based, a technology where somebody can actually go and tamper the data, or they can enter the data and it is believed to be true that way, versus a blockchain way of approach, and how this makes a difference to the business. All people involved in the business, I'm saying, not just the customer, but the supplier, the business owner, everyone, right? Now you will see on the right side, we have used the same uh, diagrammatic or pictorial representation of a blockchain, where there are blocks, series of blocks, and each block is chronologically ordered, and each block has a hash value. The hash value is the value that is generated out of a hash function, which is usually SHA-256 algorithm based hash function value. And this has a link to the next block, which means any changes that is made to that particular block will be having a trigger that the next block doesn't have a link. So this is how you will be fundamentally finding that this is actually a blockchain, not simply set of transactions. When it is a blockchain, that this is how it should be, not anything else. It should be immutable, and it should be using a very good hash function where each block is protected. Now the potatoes are picked from the farm, and what are the things that will happen? Well, let us have a very imaginative approach. First, if the farmer has to uh, you know uh, transport to the transporter, first there are now the immediate customer for the farmer is the transporter, right? Imagine you and I being the farmer and you being the transporter. I have few information that will be needed from your side, and as a transporter you will need few things from my side. So I will ask, hey, are you the real person to transport these things to the in customer, which is the departmental store? He'll say yes, and he will actually share his ID details that he's the registered transporter, and all this happens through apps. And this is why the blockchain is an approach, and the rest of the things are all the apps that you usually create using your APIs, and there is IoT that is involved. So for the potatoes, you will need, as a transporter, you will be needing, if this is being weighed properly, if you are going to if you're supposed to send 100 kgs of potatoes through the transporter, you should actually have 100 kgs of potatoes and not less than that. So your weighing scale, if it has IoT, which should automatically get connected with the transporter's app, and it registers information. And as a farmer, you also get to know that he's the registered transporter for the customer. You can trust him and hand over the potatoes to him, and the packaging has all the necessary details about that, and this is how it happens. So every data that is being exchanged gets inside the block where the block you may call like potatoes handed over to the immediate transporter. The block has all the information about the location where the potatoes has been picked up. For example, if someone has tried a very cheeky idea of not having the potatoes, but he's directing the transporter to go and get the potatoes from some other place. This can be done if this technology is absent, and if somebody can actually play around with changing the data. But with this presence of immutability, what will happen is the smart contract which is written, the business logic or the program that is written above that, will not accept the shipment or the product unless it is from that particular GPS location, because the farmer's app, the way you are having a Swiggy app, and also the delivery person also having a Swiggy app, the same way in this business chain the farmer also has an app, and it has its own features that will actually help the transporters app to receive information about that particular shipment is actually being sent from that point. So this is how this happens. And in addition to the location information, you may also track the kgs of potatoes that is being weighed. And if the weighing scale machine has that much of IoT installed in the machine, then it can send that data also to the block, and that makes a block with set of transactions with a hash value, and that's ready now. That has all the information that the right farmer has approved, handing over the potatoes to the transporter, and the transporter has received not just the digital signature from the farmer. He has also received other information like the location from where the potatoes has been picked up using the GPS signal, and where the GPS signal of the transporter and the person who is actually transporting the handing over the potatoes is matching. And also the weighing scale data is being stored, and the registration number of the supply registration number of the farmer and also the transporter is being agreed. Everything happens in few seconds. So this becomes a block, and this cannot be changed. Someone cannot actually hand over 90 kgs of potato and say that I have actually handed over 100 kgs of potato, because there is no human intervention there. It is an IoT which sends information. And next comes the manufacturing plant and distribution center. All this happens, and in each level there are a set of things that few people have to know, the relevant information that few people have to know. Yeah, now let us have some role play. All right. Imagine you are a quality inspector of Walmart. You will be, requiring some set of information on a regular basis or real-time basis. Real-time basis, in the sense that you need to have a dashboard that actually shows information about different products being shipped at different stages, and is that being moved and handled in the right manner. So in case of potatoes or vegetables, the temperature at which it is being handled, is the truck being stagnant in a point or a location for a long time, and all that. So for all this, we must not have a human disturbance in the data where somebody goes and changes the reality or the truth and says that no, this is what it is, and what you believe is not true. The truth should be based on the information that is being recorded, and it should not be changed. So this is the benefit of the quality manager who would be who would be willing to know what is happening in the real scenario. And imagine from the point of view of a logistics owner, he would be interested to know, okay, how many trucks are being sent out for Walmart or for this particular departmental store that is on the moment, and is that in the right location to do that, if there is any deviation from what is supposed to be the plan of the route and what is being away from the route, and any discrepancies there, all that can be known to to the relevant party. So the kind of design that you make for a particular solution in terms of who should know what, okay, and what kind of reports can be generated out of the data, it's all can be done. Again, the important aspect of this is people will come to know the actual data. It is not the data that somebody wishes somebody to know, right? It is what is actually happening, because the data simply cannot be changed. And if something is attempted to change, then there is another block that is getting created, that there is a change or attempt to tamper a data in this particular block. So that gives a signal that somebody is not actually adhering to the rules or the policies, or you may also say the agreement that is made between the parties. So in a collaborative environment like this, right from the farmer until the end buyer of the product, uh, each of the person has a dependency on the other person, and they have to enjoy the trust between each other. The trust can be established only through sharing the information, and when the information is not highly human intervened, or very very minimal amount of human intervention, and if that cannot be tampered, and even if reports can be generated, personalized reports, what a distribution center person would be liking in this case would be like if the store person is going to be scanning each packet of vegetable, and as the scanning is happening based on the stock that is available, if the distribution center is also getting a trigger, then it makes a lot of sense that yes, this is the actual scenario that is happening on a real-time basis. So you may see there is a ERP as well inside a blockchain approach. So that's why we said SAP is working, SAP HANA is working, or they have already implemented a lot of ERP reporting solutions based on a blockchain solution. So this is not a separate technology or an approach that will be a very isolated aspect out of the rest, but it will actually coexist with the rest. So this is how it happens. So you may see from the beginning of the chain, where the farmer is delivering the potatoes, up until the scanning point of where the customer pays for the potatoes and buys, everything is being recorded. Different parties are involved in this, different people are there, quality managers, distribution center head, the executives. Each of them, they have their own uh, you know dashboards, they have their own access controls. They all get to know what is happening on a real-time basis, with the highest benefit of the data not being tampered. This is blockchain for you in real-time basis.